this is Paul Mackey, and you're listening to One Idjit's Thoughts on Podcasts, Day 8 of Product Trivia in the Dog Days of Podcasting 2026 Challenge. Go to dogdaysofpodcasting.com for the details. So far, I've been able to do some extra non-trivia thoughts at the beginning of each episode, though I assure you there will be a bare bones episode or two when travel or other stuff crops up this month. Mad Marv's Notebook a couple of days ago discussed Hank Green's use of AI for YouTube scripts, and I can't remember if I've mentioned my AI experiments regarding this podcast. Back when I was doing Gravity Falls during the Dog Days Challenge 2024, I was issuing a near-daily recap of Gravity Falls episodes, and I wanted to see if ChatGPT could do a synopsis of an episode. The result sounded like a plausible episode with correct character names and everything. However, it was not the episode that I had watched, and in fact, there was never an episode even resembling what it gave me, so that turned out to be a total hallucination. More recently, I gave it another try with the Rockford Files with similar results. A full hallucination, and when I told it it was mistaken, it generated a second go equally hallucinatory. When I said it was mistaken a second time, it actually stopped and told me there wasn't enough information online to scrape together an accurate synopsis, but it sure did try to pass off those two fakes just fine before admitting it. I can definitely see how people become conversational with the software, but as a media synopsis tool, it's so far useless to me. Take the pros and cons as you will, I'm not really coming down on the argument one way or another. But I do have answers to other tech questions. For a period in the early 1980s, you could choose Betamax, or you could pick VHS. RCA had another option with a video disc that was read by a physical stylus, and what was the name for that video product? And the answer to that question is Select-A-Vision. I peppered in choose, pick, and option to get you to select in that answer. I'm sure anyone who knew it without the hints might have thought that was a little excessive even. And boy, were you looking at some headaches when you played a 1995 tabletop video game console with red monochrome graphics. What was the name of this short-lived console? And the answer to that is Nintendo Virtual Boy. I put in that boy at the beginning of the question, just in case. Technically, I had a hard time categorizing it. I think it falls in Nintendo's handheld range, but it had to be on a tabletop or a counter to use it, so I called it a tabletop console. I tried it at a retailer when they were marketing it, and it was okay. I definitely was unfairly comparing it to Dactyl Nightmare at actual arcades, so it wasn't going to stand up to that. I didn't play it long enough to get one of those reported headaches, though. Well, I know I swore that the questions wouldn't be themed, but here's another theme day with two toy questions. First, in the movie Donnie Darko, during a hypnotherapy session, Donnie reveals he did not get the game he wanted, a ravenous tabletop game where players tried to get as many marbles as possible, first marketed in 1978. What game is that? And second, Ron Palillo was famous as Horshack on Welcome Back, Kotter, but in 1983 he did voice work as the personification of a toy sensation in a Ruby Spears Saturday morning cartoon that was paired with the Pac-Man cartoon for a half-season run on ABC. What was the toy, which remains popular with some to this day? So good luck pondering those questions, and until next time, happy hunting! You've been listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast, produced by Paul Mackey in association with Nimlas Studios. Any short clips of audio from shows is included under fair use for commentary purposes, and copyright for that content remains with its original copyright holders. The theme song is Too Good by Jack Mangan and is used by his generous permission. One Idjit's Thoughts is produced under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. You can find more episodes of this podcast and many other fine podcasts at nimlas.org. You can contact me by emailing idjitcastpodcast@gmail.com or commenting on episodes at nimlas.org.